Hello everyone, good day, especially to you, Ma'am Anna. I am Jessa B. Sabanal, a second-year Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. So today, I am going to tell you about my assigned topic under Unit 2, which is Republic Act 7610, or Special Protection Against Child Abuse and Exploitation. It is an act providing for stronger deterrence and special protection against child abuse, exploitation, and discrimination, providing penalties for its violation and for other purposes. But before we dive into our main topic, let us know first our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to determine the key provisions and scope of Republic Act 7610 and its significance in providing children's well-being, propose appropriate actions or interventions to real-life scenarios for child abuse and exploitation in accordance to Republic Act 7610 through a role play, develop empathy and a sense of responsibility towards protecting the rights of children and advocating for their safety. So when do rights begin? According to the Philippine Constitution, specifically Article 2, Section 12, rights begin at conception. The state recognizes the sanctity of the family life and aims to protect both the life of a mother and the life of unborn from the moment of conception, emphasizing the significance of fetal rights. This constitutional provision underscores the commitment to safeguarding the interest of both the pregnant woman and the developing fetus. So, children. Children is a person below 18 years old or over but are unable to fully take care of themselves or protect themselves from abuse, neglect, cruelty, exploitation, or discrimination because of physical or mental disability or condition. So, the law is designed to address the vulnerabilities of minors or individuals who may lack of capacity to protect themselves adequately, emphasizing the importance of ensuring their well-being and shielding them from various forms of harm and exploitation. So another definition, child abuse. Child abuse refers to maltreatment, whether habitual or not, of the child, which includes any of the following. First, psychological and physical abuse, neglect, cruelty, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment, or any act by deeds or words with debases, degrades, or demeans the intrinsic worth and dignity of a child as a human being. And the law explicitly prohibits and penalizes any involvement in facilitation of child prostitution, as well as engaging in sexual acts that exploit or abuse minors. So now let's move on to the offenses against children under Republic Act 7610. First, child prostitution and other sexual abuse. So, child prostitution and sexual abuse encompass the exploitation of minors for commercial sex or other illicit activities. It involves coercion, manipulation, and a violation of the child's right, leading to severe physical and psychological consequences. Addressing this issue requires a multidimensional approach involving legal measures, awareness campaigns, and comprehensive support system. So next, attempt to commit child prostitution. Republic Act 7610 considered the attempt to commit child prostitution as an offense against children. This provision underscores the legal condemnation of any efforts or endeavors to engage in or facilitate child prostitution, even if the act is not successfully carried out. The law aims to deter and penalize any attempts that may harm children by preventing their involvement in prostitution and ensuring their protection from exploitation. Next, child trafficking. Child trafficking involves the illegal recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt to children for exploitation. This heinous crime encompasses forced labor, sexual exploitation, and other forms of abuse, violating the rights and well-being of children. It is a complex issue with severe consequences, demanding global efforts for prevention and intervention. Next, attempt to commit child trafficking. Attempting to commit child trafficking involves various illicit activities, such as allowing a child to travel alone to a foreign country, executing an affidavit of consent to adoption of an unborn child for consideration by a pregnant woman, recruiting women or couples for childbearing with the intent of child trafficking, simulating birth for this purpose, and actively seeking children among vulnerable population for sale. So, this penalty for these offenses is 2 degrees lower than the consummated felony, reflecting the severity of such action. Next, child pornography and indecent shows and publication. Child pornography and indecent shows involving minors constitute grave offenses with profound societal implication. And then other acts of neglect, abuse, cruelty, or exploitation and other conditions prejudicial to the child's development, who are deemed to be children exploited in prostitution and other sexual abuse. So those are children, whether male or female, who for money, profit, or other consideration or due to coercion or influence of adult. So other acts of abuse, any person who shall keep or have in his company or minor 12 years old or under who is 10 years old or more his junior or any public or private place, hotel, motel, beer joint, discotheque, cabaret, pension house, massage parlor or beach and other tourist resort or similar places. So another is physical abuse, the inflicting of physical injury upon a child. This may include burning, hitting, punching, shaking, kicking, beating, or otherwise harming a child. So, it is a serious form of maltreatment that requires immediate attention and intervention to ensure the well being of a child. So, another one is psychological or emotional abuse, also known as verbal abuse, mental abuse, and psychological maltreatment. Constantly blaming or putting down a child, excessive yelling, or shaming. Includes act of failures to act by parents or caretakers that have caused or could cause serious behavior, cognitive, emotional, or mental disorders. Next, penalties for specific crimes. When victim is under 12 years and for the purpose of this act, the penalties for murder, homicide, other intentional mutilation, serious physical injuries, reclusion perpetua. For qualified seduction act of lasciviousness with consent, corruption of minors, white slave trade, 1 degree higher than that imposed by law. Next, reporting. A person who leans of facts or circumstances that gives rise to the belief that the child has suffered abuse may report the same, either orally or in writing, to the department, police, or any other law enforcement agency or to the BCPC. And then, mandatory reporting. The head of any private or public hospital, medical clinic, and similar institution, as well as the attending physician and nurse, shall report either orally or in writing to the department the examination and or treatment of child who appears to have suffered abuse within 48 hours from knowledge of the same. So, duty of government workers to report. It shall be duty of all teachers and administrators in public schools, probation officers, government lawyers, law enforcement officers, barangay officials, corrections officers, and other government officials, and employees whose work involves dealing with children to report all incidents of possible child abuse to the department. So, immunity for reporting. A person who acting in a good faith share in a case of child abuse shall be free from any civil or administrative liability arising therefrom. There shall be a presumption that any such person acted in a good faith. So, remedial procedure who may file a complaint. Offended party, parents or guardians, ascendant or collateral relative within third degree or consanguinity, officer of social worker or representative of a licensed child caring institution, officer of social worker of the DSWD, barangay chairman, or three concerned responsible citizens where the offense was committed. So this broad range of compliance ensures a collective effort in reporting and addressing offenses against children. So before I edit this, Republic Act 7610, also known as the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act, emphasizes the significance of protecting children from various forms of abuse, exploitation, and discrimination. This legislation reflects the commitment to ensuring the well being and rights of children in the Philippines. So let us all help prevent child abuse. Thank you for listening and good day.